Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. An unexpected game to be playing this year. To be honest, I didn't know this game till like last month, January of this recording. This game suddenly just took over my YouTube feed starting from Jacksepticeye. And with that, I kinda understand how influenced we are due to the things that we watch. I watched all of Jacksepticeye's video, by the way. He is absolutely hilarious. As a watcher, we notice glaring flaws that he made, and his reactions to bad inspection is always hilarious. I also watch Queso's stream as well. His was even funnier because he always talk about insurance every time he sends someone to the lab. But anyway, I played it and here's what I think of it. The only reason I played this game is because I thought I could do better. There is just something about these games that really just makes you say, I can do better. And suddenly you become a PhD in examining people for zombie symptoms when you are watching someone else play it. Keyword being watch. Then you can start playing this game and you realize it's not as easy as you think, especially considering I thought I had Papers, Please experience. I thought it was going to be easier than Papers, Please because you don't have to pay attention to certain regions, expiry dates, counterfeit documents and all that. There is no time limit, and you can take your sweet ass time inspecting compared to Papers, Please, because you'll be killed if you have debt. In some way, yes, this game is easier, but this game plays to people's psychology of overthinking. Because as I was playing this game, the longer you inspect and say, oh yeah, this person is fine, it will turn to, this person is fine, right? Then it'll turn to, I'm sending you to quarantine. Suddenly, people with no symptoms become the most suspicious because we are wired to find flaws in the survivors. And as the symptoms become more and more sophisticated, even the slightest discrepancy in color or noise, suddenly you are not sure anymore. Sadly, you cannot just keep sending people to quarantine zones, even though it's in the name of the game, which is kind of ironic, so there is a quarantine zone within a quarantine zone. And my only gripe is that the inconsistencies with sending people to the lab, because you need to send people to the lab to get new symptoms. And you can clearly see that there is something there, but when you do diagnose, sometimes the game says no new symptoms found. Do you see the amount of guards surrounding us in this gameplay? Like, they have huge guns, and yet they don't do anything. Because after a certain day, you get a gun for self-defense. What are these people for then? And how the heck are zombies managing to break into our compound in broad daylight? And somehow it's our fault that we didn't notice them when we are barely hanging on to inspecting survivors? Firstly, how are they breaking into these tall walls? And secondly, what the heck are these guards doing? Am I a one-man army? Am I the only one doing this group assignment? What the hell are these people doing? The only ones that are doing their jobs are the one extracting contraband within the person's body and the one in liquidation. The rest are just decors apparently.
Do you want to go?
Come on.
Let's settle this. Mano a mano.
And the economy of this game is just kinda there. It's not too difficult unless you keep screwing things up like not having the symptoms checklisted, but you don't have the symptoms and is saying it's a poor inspection. I wonder why. And when guards walk around, we are pushed back and go back to our position again. It is disorienting to say the least. And why the heck do they have collision and hitboxes when they barely do anything? They don't go through the main character, nor go around the character. I mean, it says a lot about the AI.
Yes, sir.
But just like any game, it's not perfect. The graphics is serviceable, nothing groundbreaking, it is enough. And for the price, you can't really complain. The problem with this game, surprisingly, is campaign length. It was just a tad longer than I hoped. Luckily, it ended before the gameplay shows its repetitive loop and kind of becomes boring. The gameplay I think is fun for the first 5 hours, then it kind of gets stale. Even with the newer symptoms and tools introduced, but in my opinion there is no breadcrumbs story sprinkled every few days. In Papers, Please, there is lore to explore. You have like a family to feed, there is under the table dealings, there is a cult. I'm not expecting Baldur's Gate 3 or Last of Us writing, but I genuinely think there needs to be a tad more story elements sprinkled throughout the campaign just to make it more interesting and not just side quests that you get on a board on a piece of paper that we barely interact with. Yeah, I just wish there was more interaction with survivors in the block. Maybe more quiet moments rather than go to work and sleep and over and over again. I cannot imagine the endless mode. So, what is my takeaway? Honestly, this is a solid game. It is those 7 out of 10 games that we need more of. Not everything needs to be masterpieces or art pieces that revolutionize the industry. It just needs to be fun. And this game scratched the itch of what Papers, Please started without feeling too cheap, without feeling like a knockoff or a parody. And that's it. Thank you for watching. And as for the next video, I actually don't know yet.